Welcome back, Prospect Live listeners and viewers. We're back with another 2021 MLB Draft interview in the hot seat today out of Arizona, where it's much warmer than it is in Seattle or in Boston. Wes Kath, how you doing, man?
Doing great, guys. Thanks for having me on.
I'm assuming you don't have any snow.
No, a couple weeks ago we did, though.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, we're definitely working with about almost a foot here in Seattle and in Boston or New England.
Yeah,
hey man, let's kick things off a little bit here. I want to talk a little bit about your summer and how you kind of really ascended really quickly towards the end of the summer. I know things opened up a little bit more. You were able to travel a little bit more. Can you kind of talk about your 2020 season and how it progressed over that 4 to 6 months?
Yeah. Well, before this summer, I'd never really been on a big national spotlight type thing. I was mainly playing in Arizona events or kind of just West Coast events. So my first real big event was PG National, where I went out and I think I turned a couple heads, but I didn't have the best week. And I was kind of just throughout the summer, I was making mechanical changes and approach changes. And towards the fall and the end of the summer, things started to click. And that's when the up arrow kept going up and started to see some better results.
What is it about your game that quote unquote turns heads?
I think it's just the easy swing with easy power. I think that's probably the biggest thing for me, at least.
Nice. And so you talked about some of mechanical changes that you made. Anything in particular that you can sort of dig in and share with our listeners?
Yeah. So early in the summer, I had a pretty wide base in my stance. And as my first two events went on, I couldn't really catch up with velo just because I couldn't really have a direct hand path to the ball. So we kind of came to the consensus with my hitting coach that I needed to shorten up and just keep the stride short, and it helped me see the ball a lot easier and pick up spin, and velo was much easier to get to. That was probably the biggest change for sure.
And when did you make that change? Was it directly after PG National? Because you kind of took off in end of July there.
It was right after PG National was when we started to work on it, and then the next events after that we were still trying to improve it and kind of get it to the right point.
Are you working with any tech or anything like that, or was it just all sort of feel and just seeing how things progressed and worked out, timing, that sort of thing?
For me, it's I'm pretty much a feel hitter, just in general. So it was mostly feel stuff and just looking at video. But I don't have any the blast motion or stuff like that.
K-vest or whatever.
Yeah. I want to talk about the bat because I think that's where you're going to get most of your headlines. I agree. I think that the juice is pretty easy. You get a lot of loft in your swing. Is that something that you've always had, or did the power kind of come out of those adjustments? Just kind of talk about your development as a hitter. And it doesn't even have to be over the last 6 months. It can be, since your sophomore year.
Yeah. So, freshman year, I was pretty skinny, and I didn't really have I think I hit one homer on varsity that year.
More than I ever hit.
Yeah, not bad for freshman year, but I don't know. I think that's just with power and stuff, just getting bigger and stronger. I've always had the natural loft to my swing. Like growing up, I always could get the ball in the air. But just getting bigger and stronger, change those from fly balls into home runs, and then line drives to line drives off the wall or line drives going out.
Yeah.
And has that been sort of I would imagine, an effort toward gaining weight, strength training, weight training, all that sort of thing? Is that something that you've been focusing on, over those last couple of years, up a little bit more lately, or?
Yeah, definitely. This summer I stepped it up a bunch. I think previously I was on a 3-day training cycle where I'd have maybe 1 day of speed work a week with 2 lifts.
Sure.
But then this summer I moved to a 5-day training cycle where I was basically in the gym every day with doing speed work. Because speed was always something I needed to improve with. And so, just working on that and sticking to that program has helped me a ton this summer.
I know you got clocked in the 60-yard dash at PG National, but have you clocked yourself since then? And, have you seen any improvements in the speed department?
Huge improvements. I think PG National, I went a 7-1 or something like that. I'm not too positive. But like the way we work out, like way our like training cycle goes is we have like 8-week programs. So like we do testing at the beginning of 8-week program and then on the 8th week. And I think there was around similar times. I went to PG National around like week 1. And then towards like the end of the 8-week cycle, I did a baseball factory showcase in California. And I ended up running a 6.9 there. And then like, let's see, like about a month ago, it was like another 8-week cycle finish. And I got down to a 6.7.
Damn.
So
Wow, that's marked improvement, man.
Yeah, super big improvement.
Have you seen any of the just burst and agility and explosiveness carry over to on defense, being able to move laterally?
Definitely, especially with like for me, I'm playing short for high school this year, so I knew that was like something I had to pick up. But like I can like movement is so much easier now, and like even like with stealing bases, like that first initial jump is like so much easier to make now.
So you're going to steal 5 bags next weekend after popping one class?
Maybe.
I like
Yeah,
it.
man.
So I was going to ask, obviously you're committed to Arizona State. You're eligible for the draft this year. Kind of segueing a little bit in terms of the speed workout. Are you focusing on playing shortstop, or are the thoughts that you'll play anywhere, where you can get playing time?
Yeah, I mean, I'm open to anywhere. I love playing both short and third, though. Like, I'd love to stay on the left side of the infield.
I got a fun question for you. You've seen such a dramatic just change in your body and performance and production over the last 6 months. Has anyone thrown any player comps on you? I mean, has anyone say, "Oh, Wes, you remind me of so and so"?
Yeah, I've heard like a bunch of different ones. I've heard like probably the best ones like Chipper Jones. I've heard that one a little bit. I get some Jake Lamb comps. And sorry, my brother's out there right in front of me. And I get some Christian Yelich comps with like just the way my stance looks, but like mainly those 3 guys.
Those aren't bad.
No, not bad.
So between, obviously Arizona is a rich talent pool, but you've also been on the showcase circuit. I'm interested, and we ask pretty much everybody that's been on the show this question. Who are the toughest arms that you faced over the last, 6 to 9 months?
The one arm that like really jumps out was I faced Carter Holton at the baseball factory game. He was like,
it had been a while.
Everybody's answer, man.
It had been a while.
Tough. He hides the ball super well. He hides the ball super well, and everything was moving. And I think in my at bat, he was like basically 93 to 95.
Yeah.
Carter Holton's going to be
the next Jake slider.
Diekman. He's going to be the next Jake Diekman. And nobody's going to see it coming.
He is honestly like he's at least been eight answers, maybe 9 at this point.
Yeah, he was pretty tough.
Everybody's like Carter Holton's a dude.
And then Thatcher's like slider was really tough to hit. But I mean, mainly those 2 guys. Those are the 2 guys that kind of stand out at least.
Sure.
What about bats? How about the other side? Is there a guy that's kind of impressed you either physically or just their approach?
Well, I mean, this is kind of an easy answer, but Jordan Lawler. He had like at the baseball factory game, he had like I don't remember who he was facing, but he got like a low 90s fastball that was up and away with 2 strikes and hit it off the wall into right center. And I was like, that's a pretty good piece of hitting right there.
Yeah, he stands out for sure. Sure.
So you've talked enough about other players. Let's jump back into yourself and focusing on you. What are your goals for the 2021 season? Obviously, it's a big year ahead. I'm sure between sort of your team goals, the high school, personal goals, draft, etc. I'm interested to learn a little bit more about what you're focusing on.
Mainly, like really the only thing I'm focusing on right now is just winning the state championship. We have a pretty good team this year. And it's something I've been wanting to do since like sophomore year. We lost in the semis sophomore year. And I think last year was like really our team to go and win one. So, I mean, focusing on that and just trying to better my teammates, that's the biggest thing I'm focusing on right now.
Good answer.
So you've probably – I got 2 questions for you back to back. You've probably now gotten quite a few Zoom meetings. You've probably met with quite a few big league teams. My first question is having to do with that. what specifically are you looking for in a future big league organization? Whoever would draft you, if that's the route you go, what sort of qualities about that organization are you looking for?
Well, especially with hitting side, I like a team that has like more of a free thinking approach. Whereas like I don't know, some teams are kind of specified with like this is kind of what we want you to do. This is what kind of the model of our hitter that we want. But I kind of like a team that just like lets each guy go and like do what they want to do. Because like everybody's got like, you know, some guys are launch angle guys, some guys try to like, you know, hit line drives only. And I think both can work depending on what kind of player you are. So that'd be like probably something I'd like.
I like that. That's nice and specific. I mean, you know what you want. I like that. The second part of that would be, through all these different meetings that you've had, what's the most unique question that you've received?
Oh, well, on a questionnaire, I got asked if I put peanut butter in the fridge or in the pantry. That one's pretty weird. I didn't know what to put because I think I have both.
Oh no, that's definitely going to disqualify you, dude.
Yeah,
that's definitely going to disqualify you.
But I was like, this is crazy.
I guess I feel like that could be a
questionnaires.
Seems like a trick question. That seems like a trick question, right? Because it would depend on the kind of peanut butter. Like if you just buy like the generic stuff, because I have 3 kids, so I buy like the biggest like industrial sized jar I can that would never go bad, even in like an So you know, there's that, and then there's like that all natural peanut butter that you'd spend like $7 a jar on at Whole Foods.
What my mom gets.
I bet you have to refrigerate that. So
I don't really know.
I don't know. I feel like hedging that bet is probably a good call.
Yeah, I didn't
you know what it is? It's the police putting donuts in front of you just to get you comfortable. Yeah, that's all it is, man.
You just throw it in there to see if you're to see if it's not a robot.
Yeah,
it's a bot question. You have to just
a bot question. Exactly. Is this peanut butter a headlight? Nice, man. Well, you know, personally, on maybe a physical level or you know, production wise, is there a goal that you have set out for yourself? Maybe running, maybe power, that you'd like to improve on before draft day?
I think just like continuing to get stronger and faster. But as long as like, I mean, as far as like trying to hit for a certain average, trying to hit for a certain amount of home runs, no, not really. Kind of just let things fall into place.
Fair. Free swinging Wes Kath.
Yeah.
Putting peanut butter wherever he pleases.
Yeah.
So I don't think we mentioned it at all, but you're an Arizona State commit. Obviously, you know, one of the 2 powerhouses in the state of Arizona. No disrespect to Grand Canyon University, but how easy of a choice was it to pick Arizona State? Was it like a no-brainer? Is it something a place that you always wanted to play just because of you know, the rich history there in terms of etc.?
I wouldn't say it was like a no-brainer, but it was definitely like where I wanted to go. My dad went to U of A, and my mom went to ASU, but like I grew up watching ASU because ASU is 20 minutes away and Tucson's 2 hours. So it was always kind of like a dream to go play for a school like that. That like I grew up watching.
Awesome.
Did you go on an official visit?
No, we were supposed to go this year. Like all the 2021 commits were going to go. I mean, originally football season, but then we were going to go in now, but now we can't go now. So I don't know what's going to happen.
That's tough, man. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just a unique situation. You got to make the best of it. I've been to Tempe. It's you're fine. It's a good choice.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
We went last year for a football game. It's a lot of fun. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Don't have too much fun.
Yeah.
All right, Joe. I'm fresh out of questions. I don't have any other questions. Wes has given us plenty of his time. I don't know if you have anything else you want to throw at the young man, or if we can wrap the sucker up and let him go.
We got about 1 minute till the 15-minute mark. So I'll hit you with a question that'll keep you on your toes. This has been a tough one for everyone, with the exception of one guy. What is the most unique, weird, interesting fact you know that other people don't know?
Like just like any fact about anything?
It can be about It can be about Pringles, staring at the sun. It can be about anything.
All right, come on. I got to think about something.
Well, the best one that we've gotten.
What's the best one? Yeah.
this won't shock you with who gave it to us like instantaneously. It was Benny
Who was
Montgomery.
it?
It was Benny Montgomery.
Oh,
And-
shocker.
Yeah, and it was Pringles aren't actually chips. They're like he had this whole thing and his whole explanation as to why Pringles are not actually classified as
There's
chips.
not enough potato.
Yeah, it blew Joe and I's mind.
And then the other one was Levi Usher said a lot of people can stare into the sun and it makes them sneeze, which
I have no
that's
idea.
about all I got on that.
If you stare up at the light, and say watermelon when you or when you have the hiccups, you won't have the hiccups anymore.
Okay,
That works.
that's on the podium.
That's useful.
That's pretty good.
It works. It only works like one time out of 10, but like when it does, it's so nice.
10% of the time, it works 100% of the time. I like it.
I like it. All right, man. Well, Wes, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. I know that you've got a lot of fans at Prospects Live, and especially having on the West Coast. We'll be rooting for you the rest of the summer. Keep hitting bombs, man. 5 and 4 days. Kind of set yourself up on a really unsustainable pace, but we'll see.
We'll see.